New state missing and murdered Indigenous women and people task force continued the second half of its inaugural meeting over Zoom today. Their efforts are just beginning, but victims' families have already expressed concerns about miscommunication from the task force. KVU's Emily Goodell has the latest.
Advocates are concerned that a new task force aimed at researching the epidemic of missing and murdered Indigenous people in Washington state is not listening to them.
We're trying to be heard. And how is that we can be heard? Nothing about us without us. We are the experts.
Yesterday, victims' families traveled from all over the state to meet with the task force, only to find out that they were attending virtually due to COVID-19 concerns.
There was no transparency of who was on. We gave the testament of our journeys, of our pain and of our trauma, of ourselves and our ancestors. I don't think it's much for us to hold this task force accountable and say that you watch all 5 hours.
We're not trying to exclude anybody, and we're going to continue to work and be better to make sure that families are brought to the table and gotten the support that they get, the support that they need.
The second half of the meeting was held today over Zoom and focused on establishing the task force's procedures, bylaws, leadership structure, and subcommittees. Their goal is to figure out why the MMIWP epidemic exists and make recommendations for how to fix it. Some members have already taken action.
I've got a bill in the Code Revisor's office. We will have our own alert system for MMIWP. This will be the first in the nation.
The Amber Alert type system would involve tribal police, local law enforcement, and state and federal authorities.
You'll all learn more, but that's a success story that will come out of today's meeting.
The task force plans to meet quarterly as a whole, make an initial report to the legislature in 2022, and a final report in 2023. Emily Goodell, KVU Local News.
And you can read more about what some of these families have gone through at yaktranews.com.